Greetings and welcome to the Fan Perspective. I'm your host Nathan Lyle, and this is my continuing coverage of the 2016 WNBA playoffs. And I'm going to quickly recap the first round, which, if you didn't already know, I'm not sure how you could have missed this. It is now single elimination in the first two rounds, which means each series is only one game. Winner goes home. The first matchup was between the Fever and the Mercury. You've got Penny Taylor and Tamika Catchings, two legends of the game, playing in their final seasons, hoping to extend their career at least one more game. Tamika Catchings led her squad with 13 points and 10 rebounds as the entire roster, at least the entire starting lineup, scored in double figures. But the Fever also had 5 players in double figures, led by 20 from Diana Taurasi, who hit 3 three-pointers, setting a new record for career playoff three-pointers, passing Becky Hammond's old mark. Breanna was a rebound short of a double-double as well. The Phoenix ends up defeating the Fever and advancing to the second round, where they will face the Liberty on Saturday. And then you have the Atlanta Dream versus the Seattle Storm. Two legends in the making, Brianna, Stewart, and Jewell Lloyd, making their playoff debut. They scored 19 and 24 points respectively, combining for 43 to lead the team. But they faced the Atlanta Dream. Elizabeth Williams won the WNBA's Most Improved Player award. She ends up grabbing 16 boards in this game. Bria Holmes grabs a career-high 21 points, and Angel McCoughtry explodes for 37. Angel, in her very young career, is already proving to be one of the best playoff scorers in the league. She's already got 3 of the top 5 performances overall. And so Atlanta ends up hanging on to defeat Seattle. They go to the second round where they will face the Sky on Sunday. Now, looking towards the second round, first of all, the matchup on Saturday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on NBA TV, the Mercury versus the Liberty. And this is going to be a fun one to watch. It's the first thing that people are going to look at. Of course, you've got two legends in the game once again, hoping that this won't be their final game of their career. You've got the Diana Taurasi and Swin Cass both calling it quits at the end of the year, looking to go out with another championship to add to their collection. And then you've, of course, got two dominating centers, Breanna and Tina Charles. Breanna, she continues to improve every single year. Definitely one of the most dominant defenders. You don't really want to go up against her in the paint. But then again, Tina Charles, you just don't want to go up against her at all. She is one of the leading candidates for MVP. And no offense to Nneka. Nneka is a great player, and she does deserve to win. I won't be upset if she does win. But if I have a vote, I'm giving it to Tina Charles, because she is literally carrying her team. She basically leads them in every single category. Points and rebounds, of course, she's a double-double every night. But this year, especially a career high in assists, she basically leads them in almost every game. She's a tough matchup. She pretty much is their entire offense, and of course more than half their defense. And it's gonna be she's a tough matchup. There are almost no people in the league who can shut her down one-on-one. And even if you can keep her out of the paint and stop her from scoring, like I said, she has a career high in assists this year. She is playing as well as I've ever seen a center in this league play. And then, of course, you've got the guard matchups. I've already talked about Penny Taylor. You've got Diana Taurasi, of course, one of the best ever. Epiphany Prince, she's coming off of an injury. She didn't play that much during the regular season, but with a little more rest, a little more practice time, can she show up and be the dominant player that she has been in years past and really help put the Mercury over the hump? Will people like Zealous and Boyd contribute? Will Sugar Rogers be able to put on some dominant scoring like we've seen at certain times throughout the season? Will the Liberty be able to match the production that the Mercury give? Or can we depend on the Liberty just shutting down the Mercury offensively, keeping it a low-scoring game, making it easier on them? Who knows? It's definitely going to be a fun matchup to watch. I say from a number standpoint, statistically speaking, it seems a lot more likely that the Liberty could come away with a win in this one. But don't count Diana Taurasi out. It gets hard for me to go up against Diana Taurasi in a playoff game because, especially it's single elimination, she plays her best with the back against the wall. So it's really a coin flip to me at this point in time. I would not be shocked no matter who won. And then you have, of course, the Sky versus the Dream. That one's going to be Sunday afternoon on ESPN2. And This game, it's so hard to tell just because you have this guy on the one hand, Elena Delle Donne. As soon as she got drafted, they've made the playoffs every single year. But she's going to be playing. She's out indefinitely with that broken hand, so we're probably not going to see her on the court again until 2017 after that surgery that she had. And the Sky, they still have a good chance. They can take advantage of the Dream if they play well. Definitely, they have to rebound. If they play good defense and they control the boards and they limit what Atlanta is able to do offensively, especially if they can defend without fouling, then the Sky will have an easy advantage. And if they can keep it a low-scoring game, then they won't miss Elena's production as much. And they do have some prolific scorers on their team. Ali Quigley has got a couple of 6 Woman of the Year awards. Cappie Pondexter, she's a proven veteran. She's in that 5,000-point club. She's got some championship experience. Don't forget Vandersloot's a great point guard as well. She can put points on the board as well as distribute. They've got a lot of talent on the Chicago roster, and they are capable of winning without Delle Donne. But it's in those clutch moments when I feel like they're definitely going to miss her presence the most. And because this is a playoff game against a proven, tested Atlanta squad, and because it is Angel McCoughtry, it's hard for me to expect them to lose. Just gut instinct is telling me Chicago has a good chance, but Atlanta feels like the better choice in this matchup. Then again, Atlanta has been one of the hardest teams to predict this season. Just when you think they're going to do great, they end up just flopping. When you think they're going to end up sucking, they surprise everybody. So it's definitely, they've become a very hard team to predict. And me expecting them to win, that means there's a good chance they could end up losing. Once again, just like the other matchup, it's single elimination, and if all you had to do is win one game, it could easily come down to a lucky shot or a bad call. It's really a coin flip at this time. But for both of these games, my gut instinct tells me Liberty and Dream. And so, of course, that's it for this video. I will see you on Monday after these games have been played to talk about who won those games and why, and to talk about what I'm expecting from the semifinal matchups when the winners of these 2 games will take on the Lynx and the Sparks. If Fever win, they will take on the Lynx, and the winner of the Storm Dream matchup will take on the Sparks. I'm sorry, I got that wrong. If the Mercury win, they will take on the Lynx, and the Storm Sky winner will take on the Sparks. And if the Liberty win, they will take on the Sparks, and the winner of the Storm Dream matchup will take the Sky Dream matchup will take on the Lynx. I should be practicing this more. I would rather edit it, but I kind of don't have time. And you're like, oh, you could just put it up tomorrow. We don't care, but. Long story short, it's a week, things happening, stuff. Anyways, end of this video. Like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already, and just enjoy the weekend, enjoy the playoffs. It was, those first 2 games were definitely fun and exciting, full of interesting surprises. So much more to come. Looking forward to it. I hope you are too. This has been the Fan Perspective. I'm your host, Nathan Lyle. Hope you have an amazing weekend.